track was brutal. To start the day, it was nice and smooth, and then by the end of the day, it was hang on for grim death. Like, so rough, but we got through it and survived, so that's the main thing.
Definitely good to win some tests today. I've put in a big off season and I'm working really hard, so to have that pay off today was a good thing.
The track in the morning was actually quite slippery. The sand was like perfect all day. It ended up drying out a little bit, like the rock hill over the back was so slippery. I had a couple goon moments going up through the back, but yeah, the track ended up being sick by the end of the day. It was so much fun.
Yeah, really difficult day, especially towards the end. The last couple of sprints were really rough and definitely tough to sort of navigate.
The track was pretty fast out there, so you really had to try to stay on top of the sand, and it was quite deep out there, but we had some close racing all day in the E1 class, which was awesome.
Conditions today were brutal. We say that all the time, but they actually were today. They were really bull-dusty and just football-sized rocks everywhere. So it was pretty hard. The tests were quite long in time, so they were, really fatiguing, just fighting all the rocks.
From the start lap, I kind of knew it wasn't really going to be a track where you just push, because then you're going to make a lot of mistakes. So pretty steady day, to be honest. With the conditions the way it was, it's just, for me, it was the only option.
It's unreal today to get my first E3 win. Super stoked with that, considering all the conditions and that out there. It's super dusty and rocky, and I'm glad just to get through in one piece.
Conditions were dry, dusty. It got real powdery, and all the ruts got real deep, and like you come out of a corner and the rut would keep going for 5-6 metres. It was pretty gnarly, but it was pretty cool.
Tough day today, it was super challenging. But happy to come away with the win on a pretty shocking day on my behalf. Struggled with the track a little bit early and just was pushing over my head on a track that you can't really push on.
Today was interesting. I've never really ridden anything like it, especially when coming from Tassie. It's pretty wet down there. It was crazy. There was just big holes everywhere, bull dust, bikes were blowing up. Yeah, it was nuts. Lucky to get through safe, and the bike made it, so I'm pumped.
Today was nerve-wracking, to say the least. Like when we saw the conditions this morning, we knew like we were in for a pretty tough cross-country with the dust. So got a really good start, got the whole shot, and was able to put together a couple good laps to start the race. The boys come home really strong in that last hour, so it was not a fun experience as a rider, but it would have been good for the crowd, I think. So happy to wrap this one up. It's been a pretty tough season.
The conditions were pretty wild, rough out there. It was better than yesterday. I had a bit of a shocker, but today I made it up for myself and I had a good day. I try to stay consistent and keep my lap times pretty close, and that it made me have a good gap in the end, so I was pretty happy with that.
Conditions today were probably a bit worse than yesterday. The track's got a lot more cut up, the amount of dust and rocks that you out there, and it's probably one of the most brutal tracks I've raced at AORC.
Yeah, it was a good challenging day, really technical track. You really had to be smart out there, and for me, my fastest pace was probably not even 80% of what I felt like I could ride, and Like you go a bit more than that and then you're going to be on the ground more or less.
It's been a pretty good day. Had a good start and just tried to keep picking my lines. It's a lot out there that can catch you out. Ended up coming down to the last second with Will Dennett, so it's good to be pushing each other for the outright, and it's good to see he's up here, so it's awesome.
I had a great day. I really enjoyed the tracks. We don't really have many places like this where it's so off camera and techie, and they throw everything at it, like heaps of hills, heaps of downhills off cameras, so I just like it. It's better than going flat out and just holding it wide. I'm not really into that.
The tracks out there were brutal, so much elevation up and down, off camber, the three routes, they really threw everything at us this week. It was really probably the most technical AORC track I've ridden, so it took a bit of adjustment early on, but by the end of the day I was able to figure it out. But obviously being up here in this hot weather too doesn't make it any easier.
The heat obviously made it challenging, keeping hydrated and keeping enough fluids and food in. And the tracks were nice and technical, so it was really cool to see some tracks that we had to actually think about where we're putting our wheels rather than just holding it on through the trees, which was really nice.
The tracks are very dry and dusty up here, but I was quite surprised how hard pack and skatey this place is. But yeah, overall I enjoyed it. Yeah, the tracks cut up pretty well, but we've got another full day on them tomorrow, so now looking forward to it.
The conditions are tough, you know, definitely dry and dusty. 2-day enduro made it hard because we're on the same track for both days, but we just tried to stay consistent and limit mistakes, and we managed to get the job done.
It was dusty today and yeah, pretty brutal out there, but yeah, I pushed hard at the early of the day, put a little bit of a gap there, which was good, and yeah, then just tried my best to maintain it. He come clawing back at the end, and I was yeah, just trying everything I could to just keep it on 2 wheels and yeah, keep the times up.
Today was quite dusty, but the club did an awesome job considering. We had a lot of fun out there. It was really good to have a true enduro format.
I've been working towards a championship like this for many years now. I'm so glad to get one. Put a lot of work in, a lot of people around me, they put a lot in work as well, and I'm just happy to have everyone in my corner who helps me out. It makes this moment so much better, and just like thank everyone for the support.
I mean, it's pretty good, you know, we've worked pretty hard. It's come down to the wire, but yeah, I'm just stoked and can't thank everyone that helped me get to this point. First year on a Yummy and got my first title, so can't complain.
This win's been a pretty big one. I got injured halfway through the year and had a knee rebuild and then broke my thumb and then was sick. So to be standing here and being able to be a champion again is pretty surreal at the moment. So yeah, I'm just stoked to be able to do it again and go back-to-back E2 champion.
Unreal feeling. It's a relief more than anything. I'm glad it's all over now. I can have a breath and yeah, celebrate tonight.
Yeah, look, I'm 30 years old now, and to get my 8th title is pretty special. It means a lot, especially to give a little thank you to everyone that supports me since so many years. They become like family, so get another title with them and for them and myself and everyone around me is, yeah, really special.